Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today, we're diving deep into another fascinating coin from American history, and value of this video. So let's get started. The United States of America $1 coin from 1972, better known as the Eisenhower dollar, is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, and when studied in old or circulated condition, it reveals much about its design, minting varieties, and market value. Issued only between 1971 and 1978, the Eisenhower dollar was the first U.S. dollar coin struck in copper-nickel clad, replacing the silver content of earlier dollars, though special collector versions were made with 40% silver. The 1972 issue is particularly well known because of its three reverse varieties at the Philadelphia Mint, labeled Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3, which are distinguished by the shape and position of the islands under Florida on the Earth shown on the reverse. Type 1, the first strike, shows blocky and indistinct islands. Type 3, the corrected version, shows clearer islands and is the most common. But Type 2, the rarest and most famous, displays sharply defined, almost proof-like islands, the result of using a proof reverse die on circulation coins. In old condition, meaning heavily circulated with wear and tear, the average Philadelphia and Denver-clad 1972 Eisenhower dollars generally trade for around $1.25 to $2.50, just slightly above face value, because they were struck in the tens of millions and remain common. They often show flattened details on Eisenhower's hair, smoothing of the jawline, weak lettering, and significant loss of luster. The San Francisco Mint produced both clad-proof coins and 40% silver collector coins. If the silver versions are found in old condition, their value is tied mainly to silver content, usually $8 to $12 or more, depending on the bullion market, even if the surfaces are scratched or worn. Proof versions from San Francisco that have been mishandled or circulated still bring $3 to $6 in old condition, though intact deep cameo proofs are worth far more. The 1972 Type 2 Philadelphia coin is the standout rarity. Even in very worn condition, it fetches between $60 and $150, and in higher grades much more, making it one of the key coins of the Eisenhower series. What makes the Eisenhower dollar historically important is its role as the last large-sized dollar struck for circulation, a coin too bulky for daily commerce, but beloved by collectors, casinos, and those interested in American history. The obverse design by Frank Gasparro honors President Dwight D. Eisenhower, while the reverse celebrates the Apollo 11 moon landing, linking the coin to both political and space-age milestones. Old condition examples, even if not valuable in the marketplace, carry the weight of history and reflect the coin's journey through commerce. A typical worn piece might have been used in vending machines, exchanged at banks, or stored in change jars, and each coin tells a story of American life in the 1970s. Collectors today still build complete sets, including Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco clad in silver, as well as the varieties, so every $1,972, no matter how worn, has a place in numismatic study. Thus, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar in old condition ranges from almost face value for common clad coins to several dollars for proofs, $8 to $12 for silver issues, and significantly higher for the scarce Type 2, showing how 1 year's coin can encompass both common circulation pieces and rare collector treasures, all while serving as a tangible link between a great American leader and mankind's first steps on the moon. The United States of America $1 coin from 1977, popularly known as the Eisenhower dollar, is another significant piece in the short-lived Eisenhower series minted from 1971 to 1978, and in old or circulated condition, it holds both modest market value and considerable historical importance. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar was minted at two primary locations for circulation: Philadelphia, with no mint mark, and Denver, with the D mint mark, along with proof issues struck at San Francisco, with the S mint mark. Designed by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparro, the obverse displays a strong left-facing portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the Allied commander of World War II and 34th U.S. President, with the word Liberty arching above his head, the motto "I in God We Trust" placed to the left, and the date 1977 inscribed at the bottom. The reverse continues the symbolic space age theme used throughout the Eisenhower dollar series, adapted from the Apollo 11 mission patch. An eagle landing on the surface of the moon, clutching an olive branch of peace, with the Earth visible above and a scattering of stars surrounding the scene. In old or circulated condition, the value of a 1977 Eisenhower dollar is relatively modest because the series was heavily produced and widely available, though not often used in daily commerce due to its large size. Most old condition examples from Philadelphia or Denver trade between $1.25 and $2.50, slightly above their face value, depending on wear, circulation damage, and remaining luster. The coins tend to show heavy flattening on Eisenhower's hair, smoothing of the jawline, weak letters, and worn-down details on the eagle's wings and moon surface. The San Francisco Mint, however, produced both clad proofs and 40% silver-clad versions in earlier years, 1971 to 1976, but by 1977 only clad proof issues were made for collectors. These proof coins, if mishandled or found in old condition with scratches or wear, generally bring $3 to $6, though pristine examples with deep cameo contrast are valued higher by collectors. Because no silver versions were issued in 1977, the year is relatively straightforward compared to earlier dates that had silver-clad varieties. In terms of rarity, there are no major die varieties for the $1,977 like the famous 1972 Type II, so its market strength lies mainly in condition and collector interest in completing Eisenhower sets. While common old condition pieces are not rare or expensive, they are still historically important, representing the final years of the last large-sized dollar coin intended for circulation in the United States. Collectors often point out that the Eisenhower dollar, though bulky and unpopular in day-to-day commerce, became a symbol of American pride in leadership and the space program, and many circulated coins carry the wear of casino use, vending machines, and banking rolls rather than pockets or purses. Thus, the 1977 Eisenhower dollar in old condition may only bring a small premium over face value for common issues, but it serves as a tangible reminder of the 1970s economy, the transitional era of U.S. coinage, and the legacy of both a U.S. president and the Apollo 11 moon landing. In summary, Philadelphia and Denver old condition clad issues are valued at roughly $1.25 to $2.50. San Francisco clad proofs in worn or mishandled state about $3 to $6. And while none of these reach the rarity of earlier silver-clad types or 1972 varieties, they remain important pieces for collectors who appreciate history, design, and the story of the Eisenhower dollar series.